Hey everyone, James Lynch here doing a quick reaction video to the news that it appears that Alex Volkanovski's next title defense is going to be against the man he last fought against, and that is Diego Lopes. This according to Ariel Helwani. I'll do a separate video on this once this is 100% confirmed, but I'm hearing the same thing, that this is the fight that's going to happen next. Again, not 100% official yet, but we'll read the tweet here from Ariel Helwani. It says UFC 325 is slated for January 31st in Sydney, expected to feature the return of Volk, likely against Lopes, as in Diego Lopes. New era, back-to-back numbered events, all on Paramount, no pay-per-view, except if you're in Canada, obviously. I mean, this sucks. Like, what are we doing here? And I like Diego Lopes. This is not any sort of shade on him whatsoever. And full marks for his last win over Jean Silva. Outstanding performance. He's right near the top, but why are we doing this rematch so soon? It's not even a year since the last fight took place. That fight was back in April of 2025. Of course, Volk winning back the title when the title was vacant with Ilia Topuria moving up. And now Lopes is getting another shot after one fight. This is what Volk's been waiting for, to fight Diego Lopes again. Like, what are we doing? And the worst part is we've got contenders waiting in the wings. We've got Lerone Murphy. We've got Movsar Evloev. Like, I really question what the UFC is doing with some of these title shots lately. I talked earlier about this Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje fight, for an interim title. Like, I don't know what's going on with the UFC right now, but this is one of the worst title shots. And it's just for the simple fact that, like, there's no reason to do this rematch so soon. If we go look at the first fight, if you look on MMA decisions, the fight did go the distance, but not a single media member scored the fight for Diego Lopes, right? And then you could say, well, you know what? It was still close, right? But then if you look at the actual stats here, significant strikes, there's a huge difference here. 158 to 63. Total strikes, 165 to 71. And then you look at the takedowns. Volk got a takedown. Lopes got no takedowns. You look at the rounds. Volk's in red here. All Volk. Like, I can understand if we had a fight, like, for example, we had the Umar and Merab fight. That fight was close. Merab won. I don't think there's any debate that he won. But that fight, you could say it's at least a little bit closer. And, again, like, that fight I can understand. But this fight wasn't close. Like, Volk clearly won. It's, I don't know. And again, if we're looking at the rankings right now, you've got two guys waiting in the wings, which I'm assuming they should just fight each other if this is what the UFC's doing. But you've got Lerone Murphy and Movsar Evloev. Murphy coming off the win over Aaron Pico. Now, problem is, like, as great as that win was, highlight reel finish, it was awesome. I still have some questions about, Murphy even getting this title shot, because you look at some of the wins prior to that. I guess the Emmett fight was good, but like Ige, Barbosa, yes, these are ranked guys, but, he's winning decisions here. He's not really, like, lighting the world on fire. Like, if he went out and finished Barbosa, finished Ige, finished Emmett, finished Pico, fair enough. But these fights were all, fights that went the distance. And then he gets the win over a guy who doesn't have any UFC wins in Aaron Pico. So I understand, the logic of not giving it to Murphy there. And then there's, of course, Movsar Evloev, who one of the most disrespected fighters in UFC history. And I can already hear people in the comments right now going, he doesn't finish opponents, but look who he's fighting. These aren't guys that are easy to finish. Aljamain Sterling, not an easy guy to finish. Arnold Allen, not an easy guy to finish. Max Holloway didn't finish Arnold Allen. Diego Lopes, short notice. Diego Lopes, tough to finish. So again, similar story here where he's going the distance. I mean, Movsar Evloev right now, it's a fact. He's not going to fight at all in 2025. That's unfortunate. He was supposed to fight Aaron Pico. I still don't know the reason he was out of the fight. I didn't hear an injury or sickness or anything. It would be good if Movsar started to do some more interviews. It'd be good to get some insight as to what's going on here. This is the guy that should be fighting Volk. It's Movsar Evloev. He's undefeated. I know fans are like, I'm not dying to see this fight. It doesn't matter. We got to have something fresh here. I just, again, Lopes and Volk had a good first fight. Okay, not looking past that whatsoever. There's just no reason to do this. And not only that, Volkanovski's on the tail end of his career. Are we never going to get him fighting Evloev? Are we never going to get, like a Lerone Murphy fight at this point? Because you got to imagine, I don't imagine Volk's going to be sticking around too much longer at 37. And now we're doing rematches. And then let's boil this down a different way. What if Volk goes out there and he beats Lopes again? What the hell does Lopes do? He waits for Volk to retire? That might be a bit. I don't know. We'll see. I just think this is so short-sighted of the UFC. It reminds me when they booked Yuri against Pereira so quickly after Yuri's lost the title to Pereira. They did it a couple fights later. And now, as of this year, Yuri's in the spot where it's like, should he really fight Pereira again after losing to him twice? Lopes would be in the same boat here if he loses again. I think it's really short-sighted to the UFC. And even then I could understand, because The whole fight with Yuri and Pereira, that was a fight where they kind of needed a main event, and Yuri's like, yeah, I'll do it. Of course, I'll get another title shot. No big deal. I can understand that because they were scrambling to find a main event. Are they really scrambling to find someone to fight Volkanovski? No, you've got two options. Like, unless I'm wrong, unless you guys let me know in the comments, I've not heard any injury news about Murphy or Evoyev as to why they're not getting the shot. I would love to hear the UFC's justification for this, but man, it has a bad taste in my mouth that we're getting this again. Like, I can understand even if Volk fought someone else after the Lopes fight. I know Lopes beat John Silva. That was a great win for him. I know I think he was counted out after a little bit because I believe he was the underdog in that spot. Yeah, John Silva was minus 250 favorite and Lopes went out there and got it done. Like, I don't disagree with that, but why are you not doing Lopes against like Murphy or Evoyev, do the rematch or something? Like, I just don't get why he's automatically getting the shot after that fight. Like, that was a good win. And in most other situations, if there's no other contender, kind of like what's going on with Umar right now, right? Like, Umar just beat Mario Batista in his last fight. If he wants to get the rematch with Petr Yan, I don't mind, or rematch with Merab. Sorry, not Petr Yan. Petr Yan's fighting Merab. That's where my brain went. But I can understand that fight because, again, the Merab Umar fight was much closer. I could even understand that argument. But their first fight wasn't close. So it's like, why are we rewarding Lopes with this? I don't know. This doesn't sit well with me because you've got two contenders waiting in the wings. And like I said, there's been no talk of Murphy being out or not. Like, you could, if you've read some of his tweets, he said, oh, I thought I'd be fighting in December. And there were rumors that fight was going to take place in December, Volkanovski and Murphy. And then they moved off it. And now they're back to, fighting Lopes again. I don't know. Like, it's going to be a good fight. Listen, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm disappointed at the style matchup. I mean, this fight will be more entertaining than Volk against Movsar Evoyev, in my opinion. I think that's going to be more of a chess match, but that shouldn't matter. Like, what are we doing here? Are we just going to start rewarding people for, being more, I don't know. I don't like the way this is going. And if this is what the Paramount era is about, I mean, it's not off to a good start as far as like merit goes in the UFC. I get there's an entertainment side of things. And I get that Lopes is very popular and the UFC really likes him. I understand all that. I know it's a business, but like at some point we got to start treating this more like a sport and rewarding fighters for being, for getting good wins. And I just think they're kind of ruining Movsar Evoyev's career. He's 31 years old right now. He didn't fight at all in 2025. Again, last time I checked, he's not on 323 and he's not on the last fight night card of the year. It's unfortunate. And I don't know what happened here with the Pico fight. Even if it was his fault for moving out, like, just rebook him then as soon as you can. If you need him to get a finish, get him to fight someone else. But shelving Movsar Evoyev is just crazy to me. And then Murphy, again, he fights Pico in August and there's been like no talk since. So I think with all this said, they got to do Murphy and Evoyev next just to get Evoyev a fight. Like, you can't be waiting out this long for everything. And then we'll see what happens here. I guess if Lopes wins, then like, what does Volk do? Like, is he going to have to work his way back up again? Like, I don't know. This just really complicates the division. And again, I'll say it. Like, I think the fight's going to be good. I just don't get like why they need to do this rematch so soon. Like, especially when like they shouldn't really be scrambling. Like, I'm recording this right now on November 27th, and like they've got time to figure this out. Like, and again, they have contenders that could potentially fight for the title next. So. Yeah, this is not a good look by the UFC. Again, I'll say it one more time in this video. This is not 100% official. When it is official, I'll hop on here. I'll do a video. I'll talk more about the breakdown and all that. But yeah, I mean, if Ariel's reporting, he's saying likely. If he would have said against Lopes, we could say it's a done deal. Ariel's very accurate when it comes to his reporting. For now, we'll just say, likely going to happen next. But not a good look here for the UFC, in my opinion. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Where does this rank in terms of worth title shots? Do you think Lopes can pull it off in the rematch? What did you think of the first fight? Am I wrong? Did you think it was closer? Again, the stats show otherwise. No one on MMA Decision scored the fight for him. Who should have gotten it? Are you on the Evoyev side? Are you on the Murphy side? Let me know about all that. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @Lynch on Sports. My name is James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.